Hey, what's going on, DDO players? Axel here. So today we are going to discuss what are the most useful items to farm for the anniversary event. What should you be farming from this event? So I'm not going to go through every single item. I'm just going to go through the notable ones, the more useful ones, which I think are the better options to spend your time on. Also, if you're watching this video here in 2023, the anniversary event has just been extended through March 19th, 2023. So be aware of that. You have quite a while to farm this stuff. Also, if you're watching this in the future in 2024, 2025 or something, then just be aware. I mean, most of these items stay the same, so this video should still be helpful to you, I would think. All right, so let's start first with what is, in my opinion, the best thing to farm from this event, the most useful item from a pragmatic standpoint, and that is the Stormreach D12. So the Stormreach D12 is a teleport clicky that teleports you to the marketplace. It has a 1-minute cooldown, extremely useful, especially at low levels. If you say get to Korthos, you want to immediately go to the marketplace. There's a lot of stuff in the marketplace at low levels, so this is probably the most pragmatic thing to farm, and you really want to farm it if you do spend a lot of time at low levels in particular before you say get enough UMD for teleport scrolls, things like that. And especially if you don't have maybe some of the other teleports like the expansion teleports and things, this would be even more useful to you. Or if you're on a class like a fighter who doesn't really get any teleport spells, or if you have a character who might not have UMD, this is a really good thing to pick up. So yeah, definitely go for this. It's 100 party favors, and you get about, if you run at the max, which is 5 levels over, you're going to get about 13 party favors per run. So this will take you what? I mean, do the math, 8 runs, something like that, of the anniversary event. You can also buy Party Punch in the store for 25 DDO points. That gives you, for 1 hour, a 5% chance to get 1 party favor for every monster that you kill. So just be aware of that. All right, so next we're going to talk about the second, I think, most notable item from this event, which is the Sentient Jewel of the Kobold. Now, it is just a Sentient Jewel, so from a pragmatic standpoint, it doesn't have any more. It's not any more useful than any other Sentient gem. They're all the same in terms of how they work in a pragmatic sense. But what does make this one stand apart is it does have the Kobold voice acting. Players have overwhelmingly considered, from my experience, considered this to be the most entertaining sentient gem in the game. So if you're not aware, once you put a sentient gem in a weapon, it will talk to you. So if you want to hear a kobold talk to you, question you about all the mistakes you made in your life, this is a good choice. Be aware you can also, just like any other sentient gem, disable it in the options menu. If you don't want to hear the voice, you can disable the audio. But it's something to be aware of. So the next thing I want to talk about is in terms of pragmatic items. This is not super useful, but it's worth considering. I mean, none of the other items in this event I don't think are ultra important to farm. But I would mention Severlin's boots here, not the fist, but the boots. So the boots do have whirlwind ward on them, so you could maybe consider picking them up. They are available at a variety of levels. There are other options for Whirlwind Ward in the game. There's a ring from Necro 4. There's some boots from Feywild. But, if you want Whirlwind Ward and, you want to farm these out, it might be worth it. It is only 10 party favor for, say, for the level 5 ones. I mean, look, it's 10 party favor. That is one run of the anniversary event. You can get a Whirlwind Ward item. So it's a very low time consideration here if you really do want a ward item for cheap. So, yeah, just something to be aware of. Next thing I want to mention is the forum posts. So the forum post is a variety of caster sticks. They are clubs. They are available in many different elements. So there's one for fire, one for ice, one for electric, one for acid, one for sonic, and one for negative. So these are pretty good caster sticks. So for example, let's look at, say, the fire stick at level 10. See, it has your main combustion bonus on there for fire. It's got fire lure on there. It's got wizardry for more spell points, and it's got evocation bonuses. So it's a pretty good option. Now, is it the best in the game? No. I mean, there's other good caster sticks, say like the Planar Eyes, the Peril of Planar Eyes sticks that you can get at minimum level 12. There's, say, the Borderlands sticks at level 1, which are pretty good. But there may be a lot of spaces where if you're on, say, doing a lot of racial TRs or on, say, a caster of a particular element, maybe you're doing a bunch of racials for like a fire caster, this could fit in a really good place and give you a really nice item for a few levels. Say, like, for example, this flaming forum post, if you're a fire caster and you're doing a bunch of lives, This could be a good option from levels 10 to 12 until you can get your Peril the Planarized Fire Stick at level 12. So yeah, so this is worth considering if you play a lot of offensive casters. So look at these. Maybe it's worth considering. Look at what gear you have, what gear you might want access to, and it could be a pretty good option. Is it the best in the game? No, but it's a pretty good option. All right, next thing I want to talk about is the banhammer. So the banhammer, it's obviously a meme weapon, like in terms of use. It has a bunch of improved vorpal, banishing, smiting, disruption. Not really a power an item that you care about in terms of power. However, it does have one unique trait on it, which is anchoring. This is one of only 2 items in the entire game that have anchoring on them. So what does anchoring do? It makes you immune from banishment spells. So the most notable use of this is, say, Tower of Despair, where you would need a banishment item back in the day when we used to run Tower of Despair a lot, so that you wouldn't get banished from the infight there from Horoth. So this is a option if you, say, are looking to get an anchoring item. So why do I mention this? Like, who cares? TOD, no one ever runs that anymore. It's level 12. It's an old raid. But here's one thing to keep in mind is that I think if you saw one of my previous videos from a few weeks ago, I think there is going to be a legendary raid this year, an older raid that's made legendary, and I think it's very likely that TOD, I think, has by far the best chance of being made legendary this year. So anchoring items could be useful again. And if you don't want to, say, farm out some boots of anchoring, or if you just want to, say, slot anchoring onto a maybe you're a caster and you don't want to get rid of your boot slot, maybe you would rather have something in one of your hands instead, this could be an option. So are we guaranteed to get legendary TOD? No. Could they even change the mechanics to where legendary TOD wouldn't require a banishment item? Yeah, they could. But it's just something worth considering. If you have some extra favors, why not? All right. The other thing I want to talk about is the eternal flasks. So things like for example, the coffee. Some of these have some nice bonuses on them, but I'm not really going to mention them because they're kind of a pain in the butt to use because they only have a 90-second duration and they have penalties. So I'm really not going to recommend any of them. I think they're more trouble than they're worth, although some of these do have some nice bonuses on them if you're willing to actually click them, constantly through requests and deal with the penalties. Okay, now I want to talk about some cosmetic stuff. So broccoli bashers, these are really funny. If you want to have your character hold pieces of broccoli in their hands, these things are really cool if you want to glamour them. I think they're a really cool cosmetic. The other thing I want to mention is some of the companions. So you can get a kobold creature companion. Obviously just cosmetic, but this is the only way to get a kobold creature companion in the game, unless you're going to buy them from the store. You can buy kobolds from the store, but this is the only way to get a kobold creature companion cosmetic without buying them from the store. So it might be something you want to grind out. There's also a dredge creature companion as well. Also, there are tons of cosmetics here from prior anniversary events. Things like the anniversary robes from last year. There's also, say, like, let's see, some of these house robes. I think they gave these out last year. Different robes with the house emblems on them. There's a lot of different cosmetics. There's also one notable thing. There's a new cosmetic, the 17th anniversary Dark Helm. So you do get the anniversary armor for this year, a new armor for free by talking to this Jen over here. So get that for free. But if you want the helm that goes along with it and matches it, you will have to grind that out for 80 party favors. Yeah, guys, so I think that's it. I think the notable things you want to look at for this event. I don't think any of the other items are really that useful, say like the weapons. I really am not impressed with any of them. So this is what I would recommend. So guys, yeah, if you don't have the Stormreach dice, the marketplace teleport, definitely get that. And you may want some of the caster sticks based on what characters you play, and maybe the kobold gem if you want to be yelled at by a kobold as you swing your weapon. So yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know what you think. If you agree or disagree with me, if there's anything else you might have mentioned here that I didn't mention, let me know below in the comments. I'll see you all next time. Have a good one. Take care.